You're entering a natural mystic zone.
Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. I'm Natural Mystic. I'm bouncing back, but today I'm bouncing off the walls. Let me tell you why. So like I said, welcome. I'm Natural Mystic. I hope you enjoyed the intro. It's been one of them days. In fact, the last few days have been a little bit to be quite honest with you. However, just to put the cherry on the cake. Let me explain. I think that there are some men within the company that I work with, bit of fluff, that have a problem with me. Or is it that they have a problem with women? Or is it that they have a problem with women of colour? Or short women? Or women with locks? Maybe one day they will find the backbone, the backbone, or the spine, or the balls, to actually let me know what their problem is. Because it's their problem, not mine. I'm just having difficulties communicating. No, I'm not having difficulties communicating. I've got an awkwardness about me that I shouldn't have, about my appearance, about how I speak, about how I look, because of the 2 or 3 men that I have to occasionally speak to in regards to my apprenticeship. This week, somebody has decided that they want to phone me more often because there have been complaints that he doesn't communicate with his staff often enough. Not from me, just in general. But now you're deciding to phone me and deliver bad news every day. Negativity coming with some sort of stuff that makes me just go, why did I answer the phone to you, quite frankly. And then today, talking about, I'll insert a clip here.
People, I don't even know if you can hear me actually. People, greetings, life update, part 3, yeah? I could be insulted right now, but rather than be insulted, I choose to educate. So, we're having an icebreaker on this apprenticeship workshop online thing that I'm doing here. And we were asked 3 questions. If you could go forward or back in time, where would you go? Why? And then would you come back to your present time, depending on where you went? Me, I'm going forward, right? Looking back at black people's legacy, history and whatnot of recent 500 odd years, it's not looking particularly somewhere I want to go. I'm being honest. Apartheid, cotton fields, and all the rest of it. We're not even gonna... Yeah, exactly. And then why? That was my answer. That's why I don't want to go back there. I don't want to be a slave. Thank you. I don't want to be a slave master. I don't even want to go back to Egypt or anything like that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go back in time like that. I prefer to see where we're going as humans, people, what we're going to do going forward. And he's like, so if there's one person who you would want to talk to, while you know, if you could, who would it be? And I was like, well, Harriet Tubman. Last time I mentioned Marcus Garvey. Every single time I mention somebody, I have a room full of people who don't look like me who go, who's that? But yet we have Black History Month. Like, well, what do you not learn? Or who's Black History Month for? Is it for me to learn more about what it is I already know? I thought it was for all, it was inclusive. And then, lo and behold, oh my gosh. Alright, let me just calm down before I say this. He called me coloured.
Coloured, people. He called me coloured.
So I asked him, that word, what does that conjure up when you use it? It's like, we don't use that word no more. What does it conjure when you say it? It's like, actually, I don't know. You just use it to describe me, so you do know. But when I hear the word coloured being used, I think of a colouring book, felt pens or pencils, and people colouring things in various colours, whatever they want, not even abiding by the lines of the colouring book.
I am not fucking coloured. I had to let him know. We've done unconscious bias training. How are you not knowing how to deal with a person of colour? I'm so fucking done right now. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me.
So now that you lot have seen the clip, you know the questions in it. Would you go to the future or would you go to the past, and why? And then, you know, who would you speak to and why? All right, them sort of questions. They're called icebreakers. That's what they are, icebreakers. Suppose that we're supposed to get to know each other because it's all virtual and all this long, no, rubbish, yeah? I don't see why we're still doing this, 6 months in. I'll be honest. I don't really need you lot to know about what's going on in here on a personal note. You lot just need to know that I'm competent and safe to do the job and the role that I've been, instructed and trained to do, which then gives me the competency and the ability to pass my apprenticeship without any difficulties. You'd think it would be really easy, innit? Like, I'm a lone worker kind of thing. I do, you only ask for help. Well, I only ask for help when I absolutely, really, really need it. Otherwise than that, I'm going to try and tackle shit myself. Excuse my language. But today, after being called coloured and being questioned about who Marcus Garvey is and who Harriet Tubman is, I have to question, like I said in the clip, who is Black History Month for? Because why are you preaching to the converted? I'm black, I already know my history. But why is it that there are so many people who are not a person of colour who are actually ignorant, and that's the word I'm using, ignorant, when it comes to anybody outside of athletics, football, or music? I don't know what else they think black people are good at. Because they're the only people that have got any recognition in regards to having black, brown, melanated skin. There are others other than Bob Marley and Prince, for example, and Michael Jackson. Whitney Houston. We've got other people. It's not about Michael Jordan or so. Who, in regards to history, in your history lessons, I'm confused. Did they not mention anybody black ever apart from Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Nelson Mandela? Was Marcus Garvey never mentioned ever in the history of histories or in the history of history lessons? Why does we know so much about slavery, but yet we don't know who helped the slaves escape captivity and find freedom? Harriet Tubman. The movie is on Netflix. Big and bold. As soon as you open your Netflix, people, is advertising the movie Harriet Tubman. Now, albeit it may not be depicted exactly how her life was, at least it will give you an insight into regards to what black people were doing other than just picking cotton or being shackled. So with all that being said, this ain't something that I want to have to discuss often. I'm being honest, but I had to educate the individual. And like I said, me and a Vibes Cartel. This is a colouring book. Me not tattoo up like that and like you can colour me in. I'm one colour furthermore, all over head to toe. Even my eyebrows and my hair and my gums are brown. That's how brown, black, melanated I am. Yes, I have brown gums. See? Most people have pink. See? So I may not be as dark out here being blackity black. But on the inside, it's definitely melanated, people. So yeah, I'd like to hear your comments, views, thoughts. So please feel free to drop them below. Please feel free to share this with somebody who also may have some answers for me, because I seem to have a lot of questions. But when is it that people who don't look like me actually pay a little bit of attention to the fact that we have had a really, really, really important role in regards to where the world is today? We may not acknowledge it very much. We may not celebrate it very often. But we've always been here, and we will always be here. I'm just flabbergasted that I had to spend 6 hours being polite to somebody who would just call me coloured and show restraint. That's how I know we're a strong set of people to keep on persisting with what it is that we've got to do around people who don't really like us. And all I can say is that praise be to gods and the Creator and the ancestors that he isn't the person who's marking my coursework when I hand it in. And I hope he does read my feedback form, because I think he needs to go and refresh his mind in regards to the unconscious bias training that we've all been doing recently, because there seems to be a problem. A problem with women doing men's jobs, men being feminine, people having long hair or headscarves and coverings, and others not being wanting to tolerate it. That's not my problem. It really isn't. I'm not getting into, you see what I'm saying? But don't come with your 1950s, 40s antiquated way of thinking to describe people and think that that's okay and we're not going to pull you up. Yeah? We're not going to shout at you and show you that we're angry. Like we don't know how to communicate. But we will question your vocabulary. Your English language, we will question why you choose certain words. And make you think just a little bit before you open your mouth next time and offend somebody else or bother somebody else, because they may not be as polite as me. Thanks for watching. Take care.
You're entering a natural mystic zone. No penny them I never walk alone. Ancestors better them a natural mystic zone. Blessed enough to know